Welcome to the Voices from the Sandhills Oral History Project. My name is Christopher Thrasher, and I will be your host today. It is approximately 3:08 p.m. on a beautiful, sunny April 29th, 2025. Today we are coming to you from the Media Services recording booth right here at Fayetteville Technical Community College. My guest today is Joseph Westendorf. How you doing today, Joseph?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for sitting down and chatting with me. Now, Joseph, I'm certainly happy to listen to anything you'd like to tell me. I'm sure you have lots of great comments about lots of things. I'm mostly going to ask you questions about the Living Law Project. As our listeners probably already know, the Living Law Project at Fayetteville Technical Community College is an interdisciplinary group of scholars here at the college and with great community partners like you who produce educational materials and host public forums which focus on landmark court decisions. So, now that we've gotten that out of the way, let's get into some questions. So, Joseph, when you're not busy with the Living Law Project, what do you do for a living? What's your career?
Well, I am the headquarters local and state history department manager, so I'm basically the county's historian.
Ah, very good.
I run the county's local history department.
Excellent. So if you'll forgive me for observing as a local history guy, that does not sound like a Carolina twang there. May I ask where you originally come from?
I come from New Jersey.
New Jersey. My goodness. Yep. How did you get from New Jersey to being the local history guy in Fayetteville, North Carolina?
Well, I was a history major as an undergrad.
Okay.
And then I got my master's in library science. And I was told by my advisors, apply everywhere. Since I'll help you get a job. I'm like, okay. And I wanted to get out of New Jersey.
Okay.
So I was already looking outside of the state. And one of my advisors emailed me, not the job I have currently, but the job I had before I got promoted.
Okay.
He emailed me the job offer in, I think, March 2021. And he's like, hey, this is a local history librarian job. That matches your interests. Maybe you should apply. And North Carolina was actually initially a little bit farther away than I wanted to go.
Okay.
I was looking at Virginia, West Virginia, Pennsylvania, New York.
Okay.
But since my advisor had sent it to me, I'm like, I should do him the due diligence and courtesy of actually applying. I applied, they interviewed me, and then a month and a half later, they were the first full-time place to offer me a job, so I took it.
Fantastic. Yeah, I'm also not originally from North Carolina like you. I came here because this is where the work is and this is where the opportunities are. So if I may ask, so why do you want to get out of New Jersey?
That's complicated.
That's fine. You can plead the fifth. You're allowed to do that.
One reason I will say is really high cost of living.
Oh, sure.
Really high. For like a one-bedroom apartment in where my parents were living would probably run you $1,800 a month.
Oh, my.
And now it's back in 2021. It's higher now.
Oh, wow.
And down here in Fayetteville, 1,100.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the cost of living here is a lot better than there's a lot of places, to be sure. So how did you go from being the local history guy at the library to getting involved with Living Law Project?
Well, if I recall, before I got promoted, my boss, Brian Plank, who was the head of the department, he had pitched an idea to FTCC about doing something on Miranda, since it was the anniversary of Miranda v. Arizona. And he said FTCC was running with it. So then when he left to get another job, he put it on my radar, and he's like, they're running with it, but this is something you could look into. So I reached out to Mary, and I'm like, well, Cumberland Library is still willing to help, and the rest is history, they say.
Very good, very good. So of all the things you could have followed up on or checked out, why did you want to put your time and effort into this?
Honestly, I wanted to do something with college or university in town.
Okay.
Because a lot of programs, for lack of a better word, we use are with the History Museum or they're self-run, run in-house. But I'm like, I could see myself being an academic in another life, so I'm like, well, let's get in touch with the community college.
Very good, very good. It's funny. I don't know that I'm an academic. I teach history here at FTCC, and I've thought about going back and getting my master's in library science or becoming an archivist and all. So I think there's kind of two halves of the coin. There are a lot of. I was also a history major as an undergrad, as I'm sure you'd imagine. So what role or what roles have you played in the project?
Well, most recently, I played the role of the villain in the film. I played Anthony Elonis. And previously, I've helped make educational resources and just been the FTCC's county partner.
Yeah, and a wonderful partner. Certainly, you and the library have been, no doubt about that. So, what's your favorite thing about the Living Law Project? What's the best thing about it, you think?
Probably that we look at cases that I think are relevant to students today.
Okay.
Like the cases we've covered so far, there's a lot of, I think, practical application to them, and I like that.
Yeah, I'm with you. As a fellow history major, sometimes I feel like what I study is a little esoteric. It's a little bit, I mean, do my students really need to know all the Roman emperors? Like, is that big a deal? I mean, do they really need to know about the administration of Franklin Pierce or something? Like, is that really? But yeah, I'm with you. I think this definitely is very relevant stuff. So, what's been the most challenging aspect of the program? What's been the toughest thing about all this?
Probably ways to connect my role with the library with the program.
Okay.
This year I did more since I was the villain. But in past years, sometimes I felt like it's a little hard to find direct ways to apply my job directly to the program, since I'm the only one on the committee who's not an FTCC employee.
Sure. So, has there been anything in particular? I mean, obviously, as you mentioned, you were the villain in our last production and did a wonderful job with that, of course. So, we'll get into to my favorite question here. Do you have any stories you would like to share from the project?
Yes. This year, I remember how when we were discussing who would play what characters, and Anthony Elonis came up, and I think it was Catherine who said that he's not a nice guy, really not someone we probably want a student to play. And then someone made a comment along the lines of, we need someone within that age range, though, and who on the committee is that? And then I could see people shoot glances in my direction. And then I think it was you, Christopher, you said, Joseph, would you be willing to shave? And by that point, I'm like, sure, why not?
So yeah, I will confess that we started talking about Anthony Elonis and we were looking at pictures. It did occur to me that you bear a striking resemblance to Mr. Elonis. Yeah. So anyway, keep going. So yeah.
So yeah, that stands out to me. And then the day of the filming, when I had to be in character, I particularly remember when we were filming at Mary DeRicio's house, filming the scene of me opening the door in my bare feet. That just sticks out to me.
Yeah. What about that sticks out to you?
Probably that they had my bare feet.
You don't normally go out in public in your bare feet.
Yeah,
is that
not
it?
normally.
Not normally. Yeah, that's more of a Southern thing, I guess. I'm guilty of walking around the office in my bare feet, much to the derisive laughter of my colleagues. That's funny. That wouldn't have even occurred to me. Good. So you're getting ready to play Anthony Elonis, and when I did an interview, I talked about what an amazing thing that was to watch. I mean, you are, if I may say so, just the nicest, sweetest guy. I mean, I really do like you a lot, and you are just the kindest, nicest guy in the world. But you played, in my opinion, Elonis to a T. Like, you did a great job of playing the part of a raving, angry lunatic. How did you do that? Do you have acting experience? How did you prepare for that?
I do not have acting experience. I have brothers, and they get me angry. Short answer. Long answer would be, I don't believe humans are good by nature.
Ooh.
Because I'm a Christian, so I believe in total depravity.
Ooh.
So not that every human is as bad as they could be, but I don't think humans are good by nature. So I try to follow Jesus and be a good person.
Sure.
I know there's a dark side to me. I can get angry. And as acting, I'm like, let me just try to get in that mindset and act differently than I should, because I know it's just acting. I don't mean it.
That's very interesting. So if I may ask, is that when you were playing Elonis? Now, obviously, you're a very nice guy, and I very much appreciate your commitment to morality and all that. Absolutely, but I mean, were you letting out a little bit of yourself there? Is that
Maybe.
yeah?
I'd have to go back and think about
That's
it.
okay. That's okay.
Maybe.
Maybe. Okay. See that's very interesting because I'll be honest, not that we know each other extremely well, but you just always come across to me as just the nicest guy in the world. But hearing you say that you have a temper, really surprised. Very interesting.
It's not as bad as it used to be.
Well, that's good. That's good. I'm glad to hear that.
Those teenage years, sometimes it was a little tense with my family.
I get it. I remember one time I was out to dinner. We had just moved here, and we were having dinner with some colleagues, and I made a comment about, I've got a really nasty temper, and one of my new colleagues looked at my wife and says, have you ever seen him angry? And she just laughed, and yeah, maybe once or twice. Yeah, I've seen him get a little upset, and maybe just a little. That's interesting. Okay, very cool. So yeah, definitely watching you play Elonis was great. So yeah, that's it's fascinating that you got to play a villain. That is so cool, and did such a great job doing it. Have you played any other roles in these films that we've made?
Yes, not all as a villain. In a previous iteration of the Living Law Project, I played an FBI agent. Now, granted, some have thought the FBI have been villains throughout our country's history, but that's a topic for another day.
Certainly.
This topic was focusing on the use of medical marijuana,
Mm-hmm.
and I played one of the FBI agents who came on scene and arrested this woman who was growing medical marijuana.
Mm-hmm.
And I was the agent which pocketed the evidence. You don't see my face, but if you watch the video, you see hands pocketing, obviously fake, but marijuana plant, that's my hand. And I enjoyed playing that, though. I remember the old helmet they had me wear. The foam on the inside was like flaking and degrading. So when I took it off afterwards, I had to go home and take a shower before coming back to work because my head was a mess.
Very cool, very cool. So how'd you end up playing an FBI agent? What was?
I think there was discussion about what role I could be, and one of the FTCC staff has connections with the police. So she's like, Joseph, you can be an FBI agent with me. So they scrounged up some extra gear and even a holster and everything. Not a gun or a fake gun, but even a holster and everything else. And yeah.
Yeah. So I believe you were in that scene where y'all were. It looked like you were in the back of like a SWAT van.
Yes.
Yeah. How did you film that? Because it looks great on camera, but I know the reality looked a little different.
Yes, if I recall, we were just sitting on a bench in the FTCC green room. But they just added a green screen and everything to make it actually look real.
Yeah.
And in the moment when they made it really dark and just focused on us, it looked pretty realistic.
Yeah, very good, very good. So yeah, you've played a villain. You've played at least in that story, maybe the hero, maybe the good guy. Of the two, which one did you enjoy playing more?
Honestly, the villain. Because one, it was a more active role.
Sure.
I did more.
Yeah.
Than as the FBI agent, and part of me liked how it surprised people like you.
Yeah, it definitely surprised me. I know we were watching that first take from the other room, and they poor Joe Tallarico couldn't even use the audio because as soon as you started talking, you started acting like a lunatic. Yeah, slamming. I think you about scared poor Shelby. I think she was. We all just died laughing. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. Yeah, I could definitely see where that would be the more fun. Good. Any other stories? Any other comments? Anything else comes to mind you want to share with us today?
I cannot stop chuckling when I think of how the actual Anthony Elonis called the school after somehow finding out we were doing this.
Oh, okay, very good. So yeah, I don't think we've told this story in the oral history yet. It's a story that I almost told well, but I want you to tell it. So for our listeners that have no idea what you're talking about, tell the story, please.
Yeah, so it was the day of filming, and I show up clean shaven and everything, and people are chatting beforehand, and I hear one person say, "Yeah, like Anthony's actually called Mary yesterday like multiple times." First words out of my mouth were, "When is he getting out?" Because I'm like, I'm playing him. What if? But I just find it funny that somehow he had a Google alert on his name or whatever, and he saw you doing this, and he didn't just want to call. He called multiple times. So evidently there's something not totally right with his view, I guess, if you call 10 times in one day about it. But he called and wanted to know what we were doing.
Yeah. Yeah, it was interesting. I think he left a message. Mary probably wisely refused to answer, but yeah, just left it. Yeah, so it's still kind of a mystery. Although I will say, Anthony Elonis, if you're listening to this, because apparently you pay attention to what people say about you, I'll just let you know that I am hoping to speak with Anthony Elonis. I want to do a few more of these, and obviously I'd get approval before I do anything crazy like call a federal prison. But yeah, that was crazy. That has he ever made any effort to contact you or anything that you're aware of?
Not that I'm aware of, and I'm pretty sure if someone called the library looking for me, they would just transfer him to my number. Partly because they probably wouldn't. They might assume I'm actually helping, and because every now and then my department gets letters from people in prison asking for legal advice.
Oh, really?
If they're located in the county detention center, every now and then we'll get a letter saying, "Hey, can you look this up for me or whatever?"
Huh.
So they might, if someone got it, they might just be like, "Oh, it's relating to that transfer."
Huh. That's interesting. I didn't know that about your job. So occasionally you'll have prisoners that will call and ask for help.
Not call, they'll write letters,
okay.
And it's less than it used to be because in the last couple of years, a lot of prisons have changed how they process incoming mail.
Okay.
So some of them want you to text it to a number, and then they'll send it on. And I'm not going to do that on my personal phone.
Sure. Sure.
So they've changed some of the requirements, but yeah, sometimes we still get mail, and we'll mail it back to a place which screens the mail, opens it first, and then delivers it to the inmate.
Interesting. So what do you provide? I didn't realize you had a law library. Or
We do, just like FTCC.
Okay.
In I think 2017, when the county closed the courthouse law library, they split it between FTCC and my department. The materials.
Okay.
So we mainly have the general statutes, and I'm not a lawyer. I can't provide legal advice.
Sure.
But if someone wants a copy of a general statute, we can make it, mail it to them.
Interesting. Yeah. So you just kind of handle it like a general reference request.
Yeah.
Is kind of how you would handle it. It's an interesting aside. I did not know that. That's very cool. So any other stories you want to share? Anything else you want to say about living law?
Nope.
So what would you say to maybe there's another librarian out there, maybe somebody working with a public library, and they're thinking about getting involved with something like this? What would you say to somebody who maybe has an opportunity to kind of get involved in something like this? What you did?
I would say go ahead and do it, because worst thing that happens is it fails, it doesn't work out, but at least you put your hat in the ring and tried. And maybe it'll work out, and a couple of years from now, you'll be in an interview about it.
you'll be getting contacted by federal prisoners and playing the villain in movies, and yeah, absolutely. All right, well, like I say, if there's anything else you want to tell me, I am all ears. But if you've got nothing else,
I think I'm good.
You're good. All right.
Thank you.
Fantastic. Well, thank you. All right. Well, Joseph, thank you so much for chatting with me today. Thank you, dear listeners, for tuning in and joining us on the Voices from the Sandhills Oral History Project.